You would think the older you get, the better you can handle your finances, right? Wrong. And let me embarrass myself a little further here. I studied accounting, I studied finance, and to some degree, I thought I would have my personal finance locked in. No, absolutely do not. So earlier this year, I had my huge wake-up call. My daughter transitioned from primary school to secondary school, and the expenses, they didn't just double or triple. The expenses were 6 times more, like six. Like as if I had 6 children in primary school. And I'm like looking at my finances and my bank statement. I'm like, child, we're not going to survive this. Like, definitely this is going to be a paycheck to paycheck kind of year or a couple of months or something. And trust me, the last few months in 2025 have been paycheck to paycheck. I have been robbing Peter to pay Paul and robbing whoever to pay Peter until I could rob no one. I'm laughing at myself because, anyway, I'm looking at my finances and I'm like, nah. So as part of my 365 days of reinvention, I'm focusing on all areas of my life: career pivot, habits, mindset, routines, fitness, everything. And yes, finances. So I am going to share with you how I am showing up for myself financially. See, one thing I knew for a fact was if I didn't handle my finances well with the current status quo, I wasn't going to make it, or I'm not going to make it. And short term, I'm not in a place to add another stream of income. That classic robbing Peter to pay Paul. To be fair, that's how most of my 2025 played out. Like a song on repeat, like I was literally living paycheck to paycheck. That hit me hard. And you know that phrase, how you manage, is it how you manage $100 or how you spend? I think it's how you spend $100 is how you'll spend $1 million. That hit me hard. Because it's not about how much I'm earning. It's about how I am managing what I have. I had to get back to basics. I wanted to find out where my money was going, what I had been spending my money on. So what I did was I pulled out my bank statements. Like I went as far back as a year and I just started going through every little transaction. Every transaction, I had to explain what was this for and why. And this also reminded me of something that I read in The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. He says, the hardest financial skill is getting the goalpost to stop moving. And this means that you cannot manage your money if you do not know where it is going. And financial freedom isn't about fancy budgets or spreadsheets or even about deep investing knowledge, but it's about understanding your habits, your daily spending, your emotions, your triggers, your mindset when it comes to money. He also emphasizes that personal finance is more about behavior than numbers. And I found that to be 100% true. Once I started tracking my spending in real time, I started to see patterns, and I could also see where money was just sipping through or leaking. And this is how I then started to show up for myself. This was my start point. So I'm going to share with you 10 financial leaks that I spotted as I was analyzing my bank statement that was silently draining my finances. And maybe you can relate to one or two. But it was a good exercise. And I encourage you to also do something similar. Number 1 for me, unused subscriptions. Like you would have, these streaming platforms, memberships here, there. And so I think at one point I had so many. I had Netflix, I have YouTube Premium, I had Amazon, I didn't have Apple TV. What's this one? Disney. I had Disney. I remember my daughter made me subscribe to Disney for like a month and I forgot to unsubscribe. I wasn't using it. She wasn't using it because she had gone back to school. But this is money that's going out, This is money that could be used elsewhere. It could be $10, it could be $5. But, imagine $10 times 12 months. That's $120. Money gone. Just like that. Money drained. Lord, I tell you, when I calculated some of these expenses and some of these unused subscriptions, I was in for a shock. Like, did I just pay Mr. Netflix or Mr. Disney or Mr. whoever, Mr. Amazon Prime, free money? Gave them free money. Disappointed. And then number 2 is these free trial runs things that I'm sure you have subscribed to one or two. Like you have these free trial runs, 7 days, 2 weeks, a month, and then you forget to unsubscribe. And guess what? They take the money. Yep. And you know, what I also discovered is some of these free trials actually, like once you've done the free trial period, they have these non-refund policy things. So even if you realize that, oops, the money's gone out, you cannot refund, you cannot do this chargeback thing. I remember there's a time, I don't know what it was, but it was one of these, I actually don't remember, but I think they took 20 euros from my account, and I was so pissed off because I was broke at the time. And yes, in 20 euros can buy a lot. Like sometimes my fruit shopping and vegetables for the week is like 20 euros. That's a lot. And I'd already just given away money. Number 3, clothes, shoes, accessories. Yes, girl. I know we like to look nice. When there's an event, you want to buy something new. When it's your birthday, you're buying for a birthday dress. Yes, those things are costly. They are costly. Like one thing I'm actually learning, I've been trying to curb my spending habits, especially when it comes to clothes, shoes, and accessories. Because most of the times what I've noticed is I only wear a dress once, and then it's just sitting in my wardrobe collecting dust. And the most painful one is, you know, when you do online shopping, you buy something, the dress doesn't fit. I am so lazy to return those things. I have been so lazy to return those things. I remember at one point, I had maybe 5 to 7 items that didn't fit me well or I didn't like, but I did not return them. I didn't take advantage of that because when you return, you get your refund, your money back. But no, here are the clothes. So yes, this was one of the major leaks. Number 4, please don't judge me. Like, don't judge me on this one. I had to actually take out my phone because I wanted to see how many of these apps I have. Drumbox, Flick Reels, NetShort, Reel Short. I think I actually deleted some. You know, like when you're watching Facebook or I think it's on Instagram, and then there's this little reel movies or shorts, and then you are so invested in the storyline. Like it's most of the time it's like a stupid storyline, but then they have your attention on the chokehold, and you get the first 10 episodes for free. And then it takes you to a link where you can actually buy coins to view the rest of the movies. I've bought that. Not just once, not just twice, like many a times. And most of the times it's because I'm just dumb scrolling. I'm just emotional about something, and then I'm emotionally invested in the storyline. I don't even know why. And then I'm there just telling myself, oh no, it's just 10 euros. Yeah, it's just 10 euros. But then when you look at those 10 euros and they become 10, 20, 30, 40, that's a lot of money. I did get a handful, and I remember sharing to my friend, and she really laughed at me because she said these things are free somewhere. I didn't even want to know because I was so pissed off that I've been wasting money on those coins. Number 5 was really hard for me. I don't even know how to phrase it, but I just say it's called saviour complex / lending money to others. So lending money to friends, family, and that notion of feeling like every financial problem that you hear or that comes through from a friend or from a family member, you need to step in. Like I had this saviour complex going on. And I mean, it's good to help, but not at the expense of your own needs. And for me, I would sacrifice money that was allocated for something, and I would sacrifice that money. And then at the end of the day, I would be left needing to go into overdraft or borrowing from Peter and robbing Paul kind of situation. And that wasn't working for me. Yeah, you know, overdraft fees, bank overdraft fees. Yeah, bank overdraft fees. That's yeah. I'm not going to say much, but that was one thing I noted, that this is paying the bank for my disorganization. I'm paying the bank for mismanaging my own money. I am paying the bank for not having a handle on my finances, honestly. And that was a bit painful when I noted those overdraft fees. Yeah. Number 7 was passion buys or little addictions. That's for me. I'm a little addiction. Stationery. Like I love little cute notebooks. Like, I mean, yeah, I use them, but I don't think I use them as much. I use them, but I don't use them, you know, like all this. And one thing that I then noticed is that at the end of the day, I actually then prefer this. Like I think I have like 5 or 6 of these because I usually use these a lot. They are just, let me open a page. They're just simple. Like they are just simple, you know? And yeah, that's it. It's plain. every time I go to a bookstore, I am bound to come out with a book or a notebook or a pen or something smallinyana and cute, it's cute stationery. I don't even understand why, but this is it. This is me. This is one of my financial leaks. Number 8 was buying lunch versus cooked meals, especially for work. I usually do this 80-20% rule, like at least 80% of my meals should be home cooked. 20%, I eat out or I buy something. There's usually some food trucks outside our campus office. Let me be vulnerable here for a minute. Like last week, like whole of last week, I wasn't feeling well. Like I was exhausted emotionally, physically. And I think I actually bought three meals out of the 5 days. Of course, it's like, I think average, I would spend 8 euros on lunch, but that's already 24 euros gone. And like I said earlier, 25 euros is like a budget for the week for my fruits and vegetables. That's all. When you then take that 1 week and then you multiply maybe to 10 weeks, 15 weeks. So these were little things that I was noting that I need to cut back on social pressures and gifts, spending on birthdays, on holidays, gifts. Sometimes it's really not necessary. But I remember I went all out for a friend's birthday. Like, yeah, I really went all out. And when it came to my birthday, they actually forgot my birthday. That was both an emotional and a financial sting. Yeah, brutal. It's brutal. And I think this was the biggest leak for me because when it's holidays, I do go for holiday with the budget, but I tend to overspend because this girl loves to eat. Like I will go all out when it comes to food. And I noticed that, okay, like if I'm going to Portugal, my budget is A, B, C, D. Me, I will go A, B, C, D, E, F, and I'm already now out of budget and money is gone that I didn't have or that could have been used elsewhere. So not budgeting costs me money or not following my budget. Because sometimes I would budget, but I wasn't really like a through and through kind of girl. Like I wouldn't really stick to my budget. So yeah, because when I don't have a plan for my money, I'm not telling my money where to go and I'm not knowing where my money is going. And that's just a recipe for disaster, right? One thing I noticed is that money leaks aren't always obvious. They're those little small things, repeated habits that can slowly drain your wallet, slowly drain your finances. Some are emotional, some are more of like convenience, and some are just an oversight, like, those unused subscriptions, oversight, or when you forget to unsubscribe to those trial runs. And had I not gone through my bank statements, I wouldn't really have learnt about my spending habits, where my money was going, and all of these leakages, financial leakages that I've just shared with you. It really gave me an insight to where I could curb spending, cancel some subscriptions, and regain back control over my finances, regain control over my spending. So one thing I can say is for you to understand your finances or your financial situation, you need to know where you are. I'm going to read something from this book that I'm currently reading, Financial Joy, Banish Debt, Grow Your Money, and Unlock Financial Freedom in 10 Weeks. It's by Ken and Mary. Oh, I don't know how you pronounce, hope I pronounced it right. But anyway, it says step 1, like this is the very first step. Understand your financial situation. Taking a close look at your finances is like going for a dental checkup. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it's necessary to keep things healthy. Understanding your financial situation involves looking at your income, expenses, debts, and assets. It literally gives you an idea of what to do next. For example, which debts are most urgent or which expenses you could let go of. So I would also encourage any one of you who is currently not in a good state in their finances, understand where you are. Like just go through your financial statements a year, 2 year back, pour yourself into them, go through them. Sometimes you also have to explain to yourself, why did you buy that dress? Like you have to understand, dig deeper. Why did you buy those shoes when you've got 10 pairs of shoes? And in most cases, you actually have a similar pair at home. So why are you buying? Why are you purchasing something that you already have? So here's what I'm doing to fix some of the leaks that I have. I've already implemented some and I've already cut back. Like, for example, cancel unused subscriptions, set a clothing budget, but in most cases, I'm going to look within my wardrobe. What can I use? What can I utilize. I'm not doing those, when there's an event, you buy an outfit. No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to use what I have unless it's very necessary, and hence the clothing budget. But I am going to stay within my clothing budget. Thing that I once saw, like if you can create a wish list, and let's say you spot something, maybe shoes, handbags, you put it on your wish list, and then after 24 hours you can review, do you really need it? And then if not, you just take it out of your wish list. If you think you need it, maybe let it stay there for a little while, 48 hours to maybe a week, and then you see how you feel afterwards. And then if you really need it, then you can go purchase it. If you don't, then, well, you remove it. And also another tip is have boundaries when you are lending money, and also give money that you're willing to lose, because in most cases that money is not coming back. 80% of the time, this is what I've lent. Money I have given to people never comes back. Give money that you know, okay, it's fine if it doesn't come back. I'm fine with it. Another tip is automate bills and savings. Lifesaver. Like that's I would actually rank that as number one. Automate your bills and your savings. Another one for my girlies, from meal prep. Excuse me. Meal prep. What I do is I prepare meals for like 3 to 4 days. That saves me time. That saves me money. I don't have to spend money that I don't have. The biggest game changer has been tracking my expenses actually daily, not even weekly, daily, and then weekly, and then monthly. And then after that, I will compare with my budget that I would have set at the beginning of the month to analyze, how did I manage my money? Did I stick to my budget? If so, and then I also try and explain and dig deeper, because money is it's not just about numbers. So I would also recommend tracking your finances. So I know these tips might look like they are small and they're not going to be that significant, but these small intentional changes, they will add up over time. And for me, the biggest lesson has been money isn't just numbers, it's behavior. It's the spending. My spending reflects my habits, my emotions, social pressures. And so my step-by-step financial plan for financial freedom is, one, I'm going to track my expenses religiously. I'm going to categorize these leakages and then cut unnecessary ones, and just try and be on top of my game with these financial leakages so that I really don't lose money. And then I'm going to build a realistic budget that's aligned to my goals. And remember that personal finance is personal finance for a reason. Like, do not compare your financial journey to somebody else, because we are all at different levels. And we also have different personal goals. And then I'm going to create an emergency fund. So it's recommended to have an emergency fund of estimated for 1 to 3 months worth of your expenses. For example, if your expenses for the month are like 2,000, and then if you're going to do an emergency fund for 6 months, that will be your 2,000 times your 6 months. That's 12,000. But that's up to you anyway. You can slowly build. I'm going to slowly build mine, because I'm also using the 12-week year plan. So in my first 12 weeks, I'm just going to concentrate on 3 month words. What am I saying? 3 months expenses. Yeah, is what is going to be in my emergency fund. And then automate. Number 5, automate bills and savings. Number 6, I'm going to review and adjust my budget monthly as necessary. And if you feel stuck, promise you, just start small. I'm not yet where I want to be, but I am slowly on track to my goals. And then track your money this week, and you'll be surprised what you'll find out. And remember that phrase that says, take care of your pennies and the dollars will take care of themselves. That's the mindset I'm building. I'm just taking care of the small little leakages, And like they say, how you spend $100 is how you spend $1 million. So I am trying to manage what I have now. And most importantly, pray over your finances. Like, pray over it. I am going to be praying over my money. I am praying over my money. Let's just remember that financial freedom isn't about being rich overnight. It's about small, consistent steps that add up. And for me, it's control, peace, and the ability to build the life that I want without constant money stress. I would like to hear from you. What is that one financial habit that you're trying to build this year, or that you're trying to build currently, or that you're building? Or if you could share some tips or your money stories, Whatever you would like to share, I would appreciate. Please drop in the comments below. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share so that you don't miss my next update on my 365 journey. So here's to financially glowing up our way. Okay, see you on my next video.